The question of whether the European Union and the EU member states are ready for post-Russia. And I'm going to use Ukraine as an example of how the European Union member states, whether they're prepared to post-Russia or not. First of all, because I do believe that the Ukrainian victory is it's an essential, it's a cornerstone of the subsequent dissolution of Russia. Without Ukrainian military victory, Russia will only be strengthened further. But second reason is that we can use the current kind of Western policy making, decision making, to analyze how hypothetically the Western countries would respond to any attempts within Russia to separate from Russia, especially when it comes to Russian regions that have Russian nuclear weapons stationed on their territory. And so starting from Germany, I think many of you know the very famous speech of the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, when he said that it's the Zeitenwende time, it's the changing time, and he meant that Germany is now turning into a security actor and will help Ukraine resist the Russian invasion. These historical speeches still kind of well known, and I think less known is the fact that after that Scholz kept repeating that he's a peace chancellor. And unfortunately, that meant much more for Germany, foreign policy and policy towards Russia and towards Ukraine, than his initial attempt to present himself as a chancellor of changing time. Repeated decisions not to send required weapons to Ukraine, repeated decisions to downgrade multiple legislative initiatives and armament initiatives on the EU level demonstrated that he is not only thinking that by being a peace chancellor he can win the next election, the next 4-year term, but he's also, unfortunately, representing a wider public understanding of the Ukrainian fight being a Ukrainian fight, and Germany and the EU in general trying to stay as far away from it as possible. It reflects in two ways. It reflects on domestic policies, where in the past 2 years I've noticed an incredible amount of Russians living comfortably in Berlin and moving to Berlin as a kind of a Russian city where they can comfortably live without learning the language, without speaking Russian and bragging about it. Many Russian state-controlled media moved to Berlin and now kind of broadcasting from there, one of them being the Echo of Moscow, the Echo Moskwy. And this, the recent opposition march of the Russian so-called liberal opposition is also one of those examples where the Russian imperialists, if they put a label oppositional on themselves, allowed to live very much comfortably in Germany. But it's also reflected in